The Innocent Mouse. Once upon a time there lived a tiny mouse with his mother. One day, the mouse was playing in garden with his mother. He said, "Mother, I want to see the world. Can I go a walk today?" Mother warned.
Okay, but be careful.
The little mouse left his house the next day. It was the first time he had ever done so. Everything was new to him. The little mouse was enjoying all the new sights and scents when he saw a chicken. He loved her pretty, colorful feathers. The little mouse wanted to say hello, but the creature's pointy beak scared him. He thought, "This bird is beautiful, but very dangerous. I must not go near it." The mouse ran away from there. Next, he saw a cat. The mouse thought, "Its fur looks so soft. It has such pretty eyes, too. I should befriend him." But as soon as he neared the cat, it swiped at him with sharp claws. The little mouse scampered to the safety of his home. The tiny mouse returned to his home. When the mother saw her son is back home, she welcomed him. The mouse told his mother about his adventures. His mother explained,
A person's looks is not a reflection of who they truly are. Though the chicken looks scary, it is not your enemy. But that beautiful cat is your worst enemy.
The little mouse remembered his mother's word for the rest of his life. Moral of the story: people and things are not always as they seem. The donkey in lion's skin. Once there was a poor woodcutter in a small village. The woodcutter also had a donkey. The woodcutter did not earn enough money to feed the donkey. As a result, the donkey was weak. One day, the woodcutter went to the forest to chop some wood. He came across a dead lion. The woodcutter thought,
"If I remove the lion's skin and put it on my donkey, then he will look exactly like a lion. He can then graze in any farm. Everyone will be too afraid to drive him away."
The woodcutter put the lion's skin on the donkey and started sending him to other people's farms. The donkey gladly went and ate to his heart's content. This continued for several days. Once, the donkey went to a farm. All the keepers hid because they thought he was a real. The donkey grazed for a long time. Suddenly, the donkey heard other donkeys braying. He could not control himself and brayed loudly in response. The keepers realized that he was not a lion, but a donkey in lion's skin. They gave him a good beating. Moral of the story: it is often better to stay silent than to speak. The Rabbit and the Tortoise. A tortoise and a hare lived in the jungle. They were best friends. A proud hare always used to make fun of a tortoise.
"You move so slowly,"
he would say. One day, when Tortoise could not bear the insult anymore, he challenged the hare to a race. The hare laughed merrily.
"You must be joking. All right, tomorrow morning, we'll race to the other side of the hill and see who reaches first."
The next day, early in the morning, all the animals gathered to watch the race. The lion raised the green flag and the race began. The hare raced ahead speedily, seeing the tortoise far behind. He stopped and sat under the tree. He said to himself,
"There is still a lot of time for the tortoise to come. I can take rest."
Eventually, he fell asleep. Meanwhile, the tortoise continued to move slowly but steadily towards the goal. By the time the hare woke up, the tortoise had reached the finishing line. The tortoise was praised all over the jungle. The hare ran as fast as he could, but the tortoise had already won the race. The hare realized his mistake. Slow and steady wins the race. Moral of the story: mistakes are the greatest teachers.
The Cunning Cat. Once upon a time a pigeon lived on a mango tree. He had a beautiful nest. One day, he left the country to meet his friend and did not return for several months. Meanwhile, a crow had discovered the pigeon's nest. He saw that the beautiful nest was empty and started living in it. When the pigeon returned, he found the crow in his nest.
"This nest is mine. Leave,"
the pigeon demanded. The crow argued.
"I have been taking care of it for many days. Now, this nest is mine."
The two kept arguing, but they just could not decide. The crow finally suggested,
"We cannot solve this problem on our own.
"We should ask for help."
The pigeon agreed. A cunning cat was in search of food. She saw the two birds coming towards her. She pretended to mediate like a monk. The crow called out from distance.
Auntie Cat, please help us.
The cat said sweetly.
Tell me what bothers you. I will definitely help you.
After listening to everything, the cat said,
I am old. I cannot hear you properly. Come closer and tell me the whole story again.
They both stepped closer without thinking. The cunning cat took the opportunity and gobbled them up. Moral of the story. Be careful who you seek help from. Not everyone has the best intentions.
The Wild Boar and the Lion. Once there was a wild boar and lion lived in a forest. It was summer day. A wild boar was drinking water from a lake. Lion also came to quench his thirst in same lake. The wild boar did not pay attention to the lion. He continued drinking his fill of water. The lion felt that the wild boar was insulting him. He said,
Even after my arrival, you have not stopped drinking water. You have insulted me.
The wild boar was also very proud of his might. He quietly answered,
I don't consider you my king, so you cannot stop me.
The wild boar's rude comment angered the lion. He pounced on the wild boar. The boar was ready for the attack. A huge fight broke out between the two. Meanwhile, some vultures were watching them from a tree. One of the vultures said,
Brothers, no matter who wins the battle, we all will feast today.
The lion noticed the vultures sitting on the tree. It didn't take him long to understand they were waiting for the outcome of the fight. The lion whispered, Wild boar.
These vultures are going to benefit from our fight. They are waiting for either of us to die.
The boar agreed with the lion. The two stopped fighting and went home. The disappointed vultures had no choice but to leave. Moral of the story, fighting only leads to loss.